Welcome to This Week in Sports with BenchwarmerBran, where we talk about all the ridiculous stuff that happened in the sports world from Monday to Sunday. If you're not already subscribed, please do the clicky click. I'd appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into it. On Monday, the Patriots beat the Bills by running the ball down their throat the entire game. In fact, their total number of pass attempts was actually lower than the number of consecutive Super Bowls that the Bills lost in the 90s. And if it wasn't for N'Keal Harry being completely uncoordinated, the game wouldn't have even been close. In the NBA, Steph Curry continued to pursue the all-time three-point record. He even suggested he could do it all in one game against the Magic, but that didn't work out because, well, 16 is a lot. And it turns out that making a big deal out of it at all was probably a mistake because in their following game, this crackhead made it his life's mission to prevent Steph Curry from getting the record on his home court. But at least these guys are on the court, unlike Zion Williamson, who had another setback in his recovery from a foot injury. He reportedly has no timetable for a return to basketball activities. He also reportedly weighs 330 pounds. Now, I'm not saying a chronic foot injury and borderline morbid obesity are related in any way, but I'm not saying they're not. You know, 330 pounds is one thing if your play style is like Shaq, but when you basically play like a big-ass guard, it kind of becomes a problem. For some perspective, Zion would have to lose 46 pounds just for him to weigh the same as Nikola Jokic. What else happened in the NBA? Oh, the entire Bulls team has COVID, and JaVale McGee was the Suns' leading scorer in a win over the Celtics. JaVale McGee. Leading scorer in a win. I don't know, it just felt notable. In college basketball, number 1 Purdue got upset by Rutgers because apparently no one is good. Unranked Notre Dame also beat number 10 Kentucky, and unranked Oklahoma beat number 12 Arkansas. By the way, while doing this research, I came across something. Now, Bellarmine is new to the Division I level. They've only been playing Division I basketball since last year. But look at this 5-game stretch. 4 out of 5 games against non-D1 teams. Franklin, Defiance, Asbury, Midway. Again, it's Bellarmine. This doesn't mean that much, but hey, if you're gonna be a D1 team, at least act like it. In college football, Bryce Young won the Heisman, shocker, and proceeded to say he's always been ruled out and kind of doubted. For me, it's always been about not really proving them wrong, but proving to myself what I can accomplish. Ah yes, Bryce Young, 5-star prospect, number 1 quarterback in the country, and arguably the most highly touted player to ever come out of football hotbed modern day. Also the guy who made $1 million before he ever stepped on a college football field. Truly an underdog story. In baseball, the lockout continues, and Fernando Tatis apparently fell down. No, really, those are the only headlines. Yeah, Tatis fell down and, like, scraped his knees and his hands. I don't know why this made the news. I'm just the messenger. Don't yell at me. And finally, circling back to the NFL on Sunday. On a serious note, Demaryius Thomas passed away. In my opinion, one of the most underrated receivers in NFL history. But the Broncos honored him perfectly. They started the game with only 10 players on offense, the missing spot being the X-receiver position that Demaryius occupied for most of his career. The Broncos were penalized, and the Lions honorably declined the penalty. Denver went on to whoop Detroit, and cherry on top, the Broncos' final drive of the day, which ended in a touchdown, 88 yards. Exactly. All right, back to the nonsense going on in the rest of the league. Urban Meyer continues to be completely useless. I do not know how this man still has a job. The Raiders stepped all over the Chiefs' logo at midfield, and the Chiefs responded by boat racing them by 30. And even as a Buccaneer, Tom Brady extended the Patriots' division lead by beating the Bills and further exposing them as the frauds that they are. And before you come at me, take a look at their schedule, because they are now 7-6 with their only good win being against the Chiefs. Otherwise, their wins are against the Dolphins, Washington, the Texans, the Dolphins again, the Jets, and the Saints. And don't forget they lost to the Jags. Anyway, that's This Week in Sports. If you like this and want more, be sure to subscribe and like the video, and let's see what shenanigans the sports world has for us this week. I'll see you soon.